Please ask any questions.
So there are three countries: Oceania, East Asia, right?
Yes.
And Eurasia.
Yes.
And then so the two other countries, do they have the same social political systems as Oceania, you think?
It doesn't come out exactly.
Yes, I'm curious.
But there's actually a part that says they probably have the same social status, but only the ruler is different.
What is it like being involved in the government and not being involved in the government?
There's something called doublethink in this book, and doublethink is like you can think something at once, and then you can think the opposite thing at once, and then you can think that you're not thinking two opposite things. And the members of the inner party are the ones who control the world, the country, and the government, and they can do this thing called doublethink, and they make other people do that. Yeah.
When you were reading a book, and the time I felt the word absolute truth
Yes.
caught my ear, so I was wondering that has Big Brother or has Party said that they have absolute truth?
They keep on. Big Brother says something, and they make it into news, and then if that doesn't create the same result, they say later on Big Brother said something else, and he said a different thing, and then they get rid of all the records of what he said, and they make new records, and then they place it in that part of the past, and they say, see, this is evidence that he said this thing, and they make it so that everything Big Brother says is the truth.
That is absolute truth.
Yes.
When they tortured someone, how did they know about the most practical thing?
They're in this world. They have something called telescreens, and through these telescreens, it's kind of like a TV. It's kind of like a radio, and they can see everything through the telescreens. And there's something called the thought police, and they're just like police, but they catch people who are doing thought crime. And thought crime is thinking against Big Brother. So, for example, if you murmur in your sleep, like you have like down with Big Brother, and you're sleeping, and that is evidence of thought crime. And through the telescreens, they see that, and they come and take you away to prison. Yeah.
And O'Brien gives the Brother Books book to Winston. And how can O'Brien knows that Winston is against the government?
Probably, I'm not sure about that either, but Winston kept on thinking like O'Brien must be a member of the Brotherhood, even though there was no connection between them. And so probably O'Brien can see what he's thinking, like recognize what he's thinking, and before he gave him the book, they like shared a memo, and it said like, I don't remember, but it kind of told him that, it kind of made him know that he's a member of the Brotherhood, that he's against the party. So, yeah.
And do you believe that those countries like the Eurasia and the East Asia exist really? I think there is doubtful that the existence of those countries. How do you think about it?
I think yes, because in Eurasia, in Oceania, they bring people from other countries as prisoners of the war, and they are in a state of continuous war for this land. Maybe that's not true, but I think yes.
What do you think that why is this topic?
I searched 1984 on YouTube, and there was this lecture on 1984's about what sort of paradoxes there are in 1984, and it was fun, so I got to choose this topic.
Why did you choose this?
Oh. I think it was to warn people, first of all, since there's the nuclear war. So first of all about that, is that going? First of all about 1984, about the nuclear war, and after that, there's this society of surveillance. So, and right now there are like CCTVs everywhere and GPS and like smartphones, yes. And it's like a time has come when if someone gets all that information, they can control everything. So probably to warn us about this, and also about, I think there is a lesson on the importance of language. As I said, like newspeak, if there is a limited amount of words, then that is how limited your thoughts are. So I think he also wanted to tell us about the importance of language.
Is there any lesson or any idea that you got from the book, not from the lecture you watched?
When I read this, at first, I didn't know it was a dystopia, and it was just really fun. But then, as I got to the end of the book, it took me a really long time, like over a year. But I think I kind of got to thought about language and about torture and paradox, and the most important lesson I learned, I think, is surveillance and kind of AI. It kind of relates to AI because they are controlling everything through machines, and I think it just kind of warns us about to be aware of our surroundings.
If you are forced or controlled to believe the government, how would you believe and behave?
Probably, because if they want us to believe in them, they're probably gonna do anything, like everything, to make me believe. So I think probably yes.
I think why people obey the government is that it's a matter of survival, because the food and information, electricity and the water and all things, and some dominators dominates all the market tools, and then Amazon and so Coupang like that. So as an individual, we can get even water. So if we don't and listen to government, we cannot survive. So I think it's not a matter of belief, it's a matter of survival. So we have to be cautious about that. And even we cannot cultivate, we can grow crops. So that's the change of the human society. And the second thing is, I think we voluntarily, how can I say, surrender to the surveillance system. smartphone. We work and we pay, and without it, we won't move out. So this is not by force, voluntary. In Soviet Union, when North Korea is by force, so that makes is a reaction against it. But now we voluntarily and obey and try to keep that. That is a more sophisticated control government system now. This is my opinion.
정인 시간 다 끝났고요. 또 궁금하신 점이나 피드백 한 말씀 해주시면 됩니다. 질문 먼저 안 하신 분들부터 해주세요.